Hello, welcome to today's Pick a Card. Today we are open to receiving a message from Spirit for you. So whatever needs to come through is welcome to come through. I have picked out 3 different decks. They're pre-shuffled, so let me show you. I also picked out some little seashells for today's pick a card, pick a pile, pick a deck. Pick your message. This is a little half shell. That is for pile 1, group 1. Group 2. Listen, I don't know what these are called, but I'm just going to call it a seashell. And what I like about this one is that it's basically a ring. Focus. There we go. So we have a circle here for pile. My goodness, lots of energy attached to that one. For pile 2, and then pile 3, group 3, we have a similar shell to the first group, but it has a little buddy hiding in here, and that thing is stuck. There's a little rock in there that's stuck, so it's a 2 for 1. Okay, so again, today's reading is going to be a message meant for you from Spirit. So take your time, see which pile, which deck calls you the most, and then I will meet you at your reading. Timestamps are in the description below. Hello group 1, this is your reading, your seashell that you chose. Give you some details here. Very interesting. So we're going to put that up here and we're going to get right into it. I'm going to pull some tarot cards. So we are just receiving whatever message Spirit has lined up for you. And we'll be pulling some oracle cards after. Get you a full and well-rounded message. So let's see. For pile 1, let's get a message for group 1. We have the moon. Oh, and we have the magician. I'm already getting some stuff, but I'm going to wait and pull more cards. Yes. We have the chariot. I'm very excited for you. Oh. Oh. We have the strength card. We have the hanged man, and we have the justice card. My goodness. These are all major arcana cards. You're currently in a You're currently at a very powerful junction in your life, and it might be very internal, but it is actually with all these major arcana cards, I don't know that it's necessarily just internal, but it might be fueled by internal work. So let's start off at the beginning. We have the moon coming out with the hanged man. We have the magician coming out with the justice. We have the chariot card coming out with the 9 of wands. We have fortitude, which is the strength card, with judgment, and then we have the 9 of coins. Okay, I'm very excited for you. I'm very excited because this strongly feels like a reclaiming of agency. This feels like a reclaiming of your power, because There may have been situations previously where you felt a little bit powerless, like you were at the whim of other people, at the whim of other people's desires. And I'm feeling strongly that you kind of got tired of being patient and tired of waiting things out and waiting for things to happen. And so you took or are about to take matters into your own hands. And Spirit is just here cheering you on. And they're letting you know that once you start rolling, once you start taking your power back, it will come with some, I don't want to call it hesitation, I'm looking for the word. There's like a bitterness to it, because while it's amazing that you're taking back your power and your agency and control, there is like this, and I don't even want to call it sadness, but it's more like a somberness. There's this somber feeling because part of you is sad that you have to do it on your own, that you have to be strong for yourself, that you have to take control. There's like this releasing of the idea that someone else is going to come in and fix things for you. I think you waited long enough for someone to come in, and finally you're like, no one's coming in, I'm just going to do it myself, which is amazing. And it's going to work out. Whatever it is you're approaching will work out, and it will give you confidence because it's working out and because you're doing it on your own. But there's still this somber feeling of, but I wish I could have done it with someone, or I wish someone would have supported me more. That feeling is going to linger until you get to the point where you really take a look back at the road that you've traveled and you realize how amazing it is that you did it on your own. Okay, I'm getting like a strong like story image here. So I'm getting this feeling of telling someone, let's go on this journey. Let's go hiking on this trail. And you say, you set up a date and time, and you say, we're going to meet at this place at the beginning of the trail. And you get to that place at the predetermined date and time, and you wait. And the sun is moving through the sky, so you realize you need to get going, because otherwise you're not going to be able to enjoy the trail. So you can't wait for this person anymore. And so you start off on the trail, and you're a little bit sad because you're doing it on your own, and you're very focused on, it's hard to do this on your own because you're not, when you're hiking with someone, you have a little bit of distraction, and you get to share your misery of how hard the trail is, and that kind of keeps you motivated. So you're hiking on this trail on your own, and you're really kind of like, because you're so focused on the movements and how exhausting it is, and you have no one to distract you, you're really kind of like in your own head and very much brewing in this like, this is annoying, like I have to do this by myself. And then you get to the top of the trail, and you get a moment to look back. So you're on top of this mountain, and you did the trail by yourself, and you were able to spend some time with yourself. You were able to get, closer with yourself in a sense. And then you're at the top of the mountain and you have a beautiful view and you look back and you're like, wow, I hiked from all the way down there up here and I did it by myself. That's really freaking awesome. And you might feel compelled to do that more often. Okay, that's a very specific storyline, and that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be stood up for a hiking date or anything like that, right? But this really just kind of illustrates the emotions that I see happening here. It is very powerful, all these major arcana cards. It is a very powerful reclaiming of your agency over your emotions. Instead of waiting for other people to come soothe you, this is learning how to soothe yourself and how to not just ignore when you're feeling a certain type of way, but how to address it and how to really transmute the sadness and that bitter feeling. Okay, I really like this. This is very empowering, and it's empowering from the inside. It's like from you're empowering yourself. And it sucks because sometimes, moments that push us to empower ourselves are sad or uncomfortable, and it's never our choice. But that's because when we do have the choice, we tend to kind of wait things out, or we do hope that someone else is going to come do it with us. So I see you being left with no choice, but it turning out so beautifully, and then you realizing like that was actually the better option of the two, because you're going to be so much closer with yourself and possibly your higher self. I think this is really beautiful, and if you are in this state of right now where you're feeling more of this, focusing more on like this bitterness or this sorrow, then I'm here to tell you that that is okay. It's okay to feel that way, but the feeling of sorrow and the feeling of pride and appreciation for yourself, those can coexist. They can coexist. So I would just want to tell you to nourish that feeling of pride and appreciation for yourself, because it's going to outgrow that feeling of sorrow. Okay, let's get some oracle cards for you. Or actually, let's do the astro dice first. Get some energies. For this message. Yes, we have the moon, we have Virgo, and we have the second house. I love this. The astro dice never lie. This is very much about reassessing your emotional agency. So we have the moon, which also came out here. First card out was the moon, so it's really about your emotional state. Virgo is taking that look. Virgo is doing it anyway, taking a look back and analyzing and really taking everything into account and being like, you know what, it turned out for the best this way. And then the second house is about your, can be about your material possessions, but it can also be about your self-worth. And so I feel this is I strongly feel that this is more so about your agency and how you show up in the world. Let's get some oracle cards. Honey. I really like this card because it really is asking you, and it's an 11, it's really asking you to keep your focus on the goodness. Keep your focus on the fruits of your labor, because if you think of honey, it takes so much work for bees to produce honey, but it's so, I mean, it's easy for us humans to say it's so worth it because we just steal it from them, but still, like, it takes a lot of effort, but it is literally so sweet. So I do see a promise here for your efforts and your sorrow, in a sense, to pay off. There's going to be some advice on what to focus on. I offer words of good intent. I'm feeling with this, and then there's I am peaceful at the bottom of the deck. This sorrow, the fact that we have this like energy of sorrow or bitterness, and then we have the Strength card and the Judgment right after, feels very much like if somebody else has caused you sorrow, and that is a bitter pill to swallow, but this is very much reading as be the bigger person. Don't say anything, don't be reactionary, and don't say anything that you might regret later on. Be forgiving. That doesn't mean that you allow people to do whatever they want going forward. You can set your boundaries, but this is, I offer words of good intent is very much speaking to me about, with the Judgment card, about like making your judgments and defining your boundaries, but not delivering any kind of judgment with ill intent. So not trying to tell people anything. Like, a lot of times when we feel sorrow, we want whoever caused us that sorrow to feel the full ramifications of the pain that they caused us. So we get reactionary, and we cause like this ripple effect of we want to hurt them back. So this is really asking you to transmute whatever sorrow you have and use it as fuel for yourself, instead of just expanding that energy and bouncing it back. Taking it in and transmuting it will actually help you fuel your journey. And going back to like that hike, if you got stood up, being like, you know what, I'm gonna do it anyway, instead of skipping the hike and blowing up their phone and being like, why would you do this to me? Just staying in your peace. I am peaceful. Staying in your peace and doing things anyway, doing things your way. So let's get some cards on what Spirit wants you to focus on right now in terms of like getting in touch with them, with your higher self. What can you focus on? Air. So when it comes to air, I really like that we're getting that with this message of a hike and raising up to a mountain. We do have a lot of air energy here in general, because words and communication are air energy. This is really about transmuting like a heavy sense of, it's almost like transmuting water energy into air. And so Spirit wants you to focus on, in order to get in touch with them or your higher self, to focus on air energy. So this can mean really communicating with them, communicating with yourself, journaling, This can also mean doing some breath work, some meditation, and whenever you feel kind of like that sorrow energy pop up, doing some breath work. Let's see what else. And we have oils. So oils, meaning like, sorry, I don't know why I'm struggling with that. I literally have oils right here, but oils that are infused with certain things, and you can create your own intention oil. So that is a way, and I'm definitely seeing a connection here with the honey, but I'm not quite grasping it. And when I think of oils, I often think of like aromatherapy as well with the air that can help you regulate your nervous system and your reactions. I'm also thinking of like massage oils. So I'm definitely getting a lot of signs here that point towards regulating how you react and regulating, especially with that strength card, regulating how you move forward after a time of disappointment. Really, again, I know I keep saying the same words, but that's coming through really strong. It's really about reclaiming your agency. And that's going to happen through regulating how you respond to stressors. You are not alone. The moon, again, this is the third time the moon is coming up in your reading. The moon is a friend for the lonesome to talk to. And so this is really bringing home the fact that, look at how it's green and purple, and we have these green and purple, so Virgo and second house. This is really bringing home the fact that there is something where you are going to feel like you're doing it alone. And I'm being drawn to look at the strength card again, and the way that this lion is just kind of like behind her in a different color. You are not alone. It's gonna feel like you're going through something alone, but you are strongly supported. You are, your higher self is really by your side and wanting to kind of carry you through this situation, because it is going to feel like you are doing something alone that you planned on doing with someone. And I really want to challenge you to see this as an opportunity to spend some time with yourself, with your higher self, because I think you'll find that there's a lot of, and it sounds odd, I know, but there's a lot of reciprocation that you can find from really expanding the relationship you have with yourself. I'll say it again, you are not alone. The moon is a friend for the lonesome to talk to. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. I hope that this was helpful. I hope that it resonated. Let me know in the comments, and I hope to read for you again sometime. Until then, take care. Hi Group 2, this is your reading. If you chose this lovely ocean ring, I love it so much. I'm going to put this right up here. Just the fact that it's a circle is already giving me lots of vibes, that it's like this perfect oval shape. There's a lot of meaning behind circles and the number 0. That is about like expansive energy, like an infinite energy, because it doesn't end and it doesn't begin. It's just always a circle. So let's get a message from Spirit for Group 2. Whatever you need to hear. Message for group 2. Okay. I will turn these around because I had the deck upside down. How interesting. There's a strong contrast here. We're going from the Five of Cups to the Sun. Five of Cups is a very, like, especially in this depiction, a little melodramatic. It's a very kind of sad card, and to have the Sun come out right after is very interesting. Okay. I'm getting a vibe. I feel that there's something where you are making or about to make a very mature decision. I love this. I love this already. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one as the bottom of the deck. I think you're about to make a very mature decision, and it's not going to be easy, as mature decisions usually are difficult to make because we don't like to make difficult decisions. We would prefer if, you know, everyone can win, and if we never hurt anyone, and if no one ever hurts us, that would be preferable. But that's not how life works. Sometimes we have to make decisions that sometimes we have to make tough decisions. I'm sorry, there's like a lot of information flooding in right now, and I'm getting a lot of different things. First off, I just have to spew them out so I don't lose them. Someone might be making a decision to leave their job. Someone might be making a decision to leave a friend group behind. In any case, there is something that you are releasing. You might be releasing an idea of who you used to be. There is something that used to be very important to you, and that has run its course. And you are now choosing to be, it was fun, it was influential, it was impactful. It was a chapter of your life. And you are facing or about to face the next chapter of your life, where you are moving differently. You're being asked to move differently. And while you are going to be sad about releasing something that used to bring you a lot of joy, I think there's also some relief that comes with that release. There's some relief of, it would be sad not to be sad. That's a very weird statement, but that's how it's coming out. It would be sad not to be sad. It would be odd not to mourn this release. So I think you are having like an appropriate reaction. There might, I am just now realizing that there's like a hand grabbing her hair from out of the water, and hair is very much about memories and you know, the hair, especially when it's very long hair, the hair on our head that is very long, the ends here, that is hair from a different time. That used to, when it just came out of her head, that was a very long time ago, and she was a very different person at that time. Okay, let me break this down for you. We have the Three of Coins here. And it feels like there might be two people or somebody with a dual nature that you are working on releasing. The fact that we have the 3 of coins here and we have the 5 of cups, in which 3 cups are spilled, emptied, and 2 cups remain. So I'm seeing like this 3 and 3. There might be some kind of friendship of like a 3 nature, like you were 3 friends. And I'm just getting a very strong storyline of like 3 friends and 2 of them just not having, I mean, look at not having like the purest intentions, but that doesn't have to be the case. In any case, I do think there's definitely something that you are outgrowing. There's something that you have matured out of, and it would not make any sense for you to remain in that energy because you've matured out of it. We have the 2 of Swords indicating making a decision to cut something out, even though it might cause a little bit of drama. It's not drama, but... And this is coming from a place of really standing in your power and wanting to protect your peace. We have the Empress here. I didn't show you, but here we have the World, which is really about, you know, you had fun in this chapter with whoever, whatever it was. And releasing is really going to feel like, yeah, there's some sadness attached to it. But once it's happened, it's just going to feel like, okay, this was the right thing to do. And because it was the right thing to do, we immediately have the Sun following. We immediately have the Sun and the Hanged Man, meaning there's a change in perspective. There's a change in you taking control and ownership of the direction of your life. And then I really love that the King of Coins came out as well, because it really shows like this is the direction you're meant to grow in, and this is the correct road to take, because it's going to lead you to a very healthy foundation, and you're going to feel very much in control versus whatever situation, whether that was work or a friendship or a relationship, whatever it is that you are needing to release. Staying in that would have just repeated a cycle, and you'd be further away from regaining control. Trying to see if there's anything else I haven't caught yet, but I think this is a very straightforward message. I'm really here to let you know that A, it's okay to release that. B, it's okay to grieve the release, even though it was your decision, because that's the thing. Sometimes we feel a little bit silly if we choose to make a cut and then we still feel that pain. It's like, well, it was my choice. How can I be sad? Was it the wrong choice? No, you should grieve the fact that something that was in your life that you enjoyed at the time is now not there anymore. It's okay to grieve that. That doesn't mean you made the right, that doesn't mean that you made the wrong decision. Sorry. And then I'm also here to confirm that you are definitely headed in a direction that is more stable. So I'm gonna roll my Astro Dice and get some more information on what energies in your life this might be applicable to. Interesting, see, and this is why I was saying it might be a job. We have the 6th house, which the 6th house is about our daily routine. It is about our work life, but not necessarily our career. The 6th house is our job, not necessarily our calling or our career. We have Aries, and then we have Neptune. Interesting. So this is, Aries is about like going with what you feel is right. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. Aries is a fire sign. It's about, Aries is so headstrong, right? Aries gets what Aries wants. So having Aries in the 6th house and then Neptune energy. Neptune is very creative and very expansive and transcendental. Neptune also rules dreams. You might want to pay attention to your dreams around this time. I just feel that there is something, this determination here. There's something larger that you are meant, look at the way these cards are coming out together. It's like you're on your way to this, and there's something larger in store for you, and whatever you were dealing with here at the beginning with the 3 of coins, it's like that was so little, that was so small, and you're on to something much larger. Let's get some oracle cards. I really love that this 5 of Cups is surrounded by the Empress, the 6 of Coins, and the Sun, because it's like, yeah, you're gonna feel sad for a little while, but I think it's gonna swing back so quickly. Those are really lovely energies. Which one wants to come out? Well, I guess we got 3 that want to come out. We'll give you 3 if you want 3. Beautiful. We have adapt, we have camouflage, and we have protected. The decision that you are about to make, or that you have already made, is the right call. You are protected. This decision will lead you into some kind of environment that will look and feel different, but you will adapt and you will fit in quite quickly. And that's why I think you'll recognize, like, yeah, even though I was sad yesterday, this is absolutely the right decision. If you are switching jobs or careers, it's going to feel like this is the right, I made the right choice. It was difficult to leave my old job. It was difficult to leave my coworkers. And then you start at that new job and you're just like, oh, this is definitely, you're gonna feel like feedback. Like it feels like immediate feedback of like, yeah, this is the right path. And it's gonna change your perspective. We have the Hanged Man. And then it's really going to, it's gonna be like a domino effect of a lot of internal growth. It's like you make this decision being like, I can handle whatever comes. I can adapt, because we have the Empress here. You're like, I can handle whatever comes. And then you're a little sad because of the change, but you know you have to release, you trust, and then you get this immediate feedback of like, yeah, this was definitely the right choice. But that doesn't mean that going forward from then it's going to be smooth sailing. You're still going to be in a phase, in a chapter of immense growth, and it's going to be a lot of internal growth. I strongly feel that we're going from like having a lot of external factors to creating a lot of internal growth that's really going to expand your foundation. I speak with sincerity. When you release whatever it is you release, be sincere, be straight up. We have, I respect the property of others. which is also about like, you know, when you leave a situation, again, if this is a workplace or if you're changing majors or anything like that, when you leave a situation, don't talk bad about it. Just release it with kindness, release it with sincerity, release it knowing that it served its purpose for you at the time, that it was exactly what you needed at the time, and now you need something else. That doesn't make you better or worse. That doesn't make whatever you're leaving behind better or worse. It just makes you different. Okay, let's get, these are some, this is a little deck that I made. I think I'm calling it like Spirit Whispers, because it's really just about what Spirit wants you to focus on if you wanted to get in touch with them more, if you wanted to be more in tune with your higher self. What kind of avenues can you use to approach Spirit? Okay, we have writing and we have fear. Okay, so definitely some journaling about what it is you're afraid of. And I think especially when we choose to leave something behind, you know, we get into this mode of like, yeah, I gotta like bolster myself up and be like, yeah, I'm making the right choice, I'm making the right choice. But it's okay to sit down and write down your fears, especially because sometimes when we write down our fears and then read them back, we can see how ungrounded they are, where they come from. You might be able to recognize, we have the Hangman, you might be able to recognize some patterns within your fears when you write them down. So that would be a good way for you to get in touch with your higher self so that you can address those fears. You don't just need to suppress them. You should address them so that you can properly, I was going to say rid yourself of them, but it's not, the goal isn't to be free of fear because that is unnatural. But the goal is to be aware of when fear is controlling your decisions. Okay, I'm going to pull one last oracle card. We have clarity, time to work out the details, achieve your dreams. 22, that's exactly what we've been talking about. Clarity, time to work out the details, which is making a decision and achieve your dreams. You are headed towards something, I'm telling you. You were in something that was okay. It was fine. But you are headed towards something that is yours. That is yours. You will not pass it by. You will not lose out. You will not miss out. That is yours, and you are headed there. And if you'd stuck around in this cycle one more time, it would still be waiting for you. But why stick around in another cycle when this is already waiting for you? Just make your way there. You are protected, remember that. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. I hope it resonated. Let me know in the comments how you feel about this, and I hope I get to read again for you sometime. Until then, take care. Hi, Group 3. This is your reading if you chose this little guy with his little buddy. We're going to set them right up here. Actually, let's put them this way. It does feel significant that there's a 2 for 1, but we will see. Whatever comes out, comes out. So, Spirit, give me a message for Group 3. Yep. Let's see. We have the 4 of Cups and we have the Emperor. And we have the 4 of Wands. Five of Swords. Okay. I will say that this deck, I choose the decks that I use intuitively, and I was trying to pick out a different deck, and then this Four of Wands actually popped out when I was pulling the other deck, and I was like, oh no, I need to go with this deck. And there's the Four of Wands, and that is not a coincidence. I feel, judging off this first row, there might be a situation where you are being offered something that you are not fully taking at face value. What I mean by that is I don't think you see how good of an offer it is. I don't know if you are playing hard to get, and there are the Lovers. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. The moment that I turned this guy around, I knew this was going to include the Lovers or the Two of Cups or anything of that nature. I knew it. And I mean, we have the Four of Wands. You asked for something. I believe you asked for something, and you're not going to recognize it when it's right in front of your nose. Yeah. You're going to have an Emperor right in front of you, and you're going to be like, well, I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know. These are 3 cards that just flipped over. I'm going to take a look at them, but then I'm going to clarify and get just one. But it definitely tells a story. Knight of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, and the Two of Pentacles. My goodness, you're just, and the Queen of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. You're just like, I don't know. I don't know if this is it. You know what this feels like? It's like you ordered a sandwich to be delivered to your house. And you picked out every ingredient. You're like, ooh, I want this, I want that on it, and I want this on it. And then the sandwich arrives at your house, and you're like, I'm not sure that this is the sandwich that I ordered. And it's like you haven't even opened it. You didn't even open the bag. It literally has every ingredient that you're asking for. It has every ingredient that you're asking for. But you're looking at the bag and you're like, I don't think that this is the sandwich I ordered. And all you're doing is delaying. That's all. I mean, you're just delaying. My love. I just looked up and I saw 444 on the recorder. I am telling you, this is so clear. This is so clear. Okay. You have been either manifesting or subliminally manifesting, so just daydreaming about some kind of qualities, something. Okay, if this is not about a person, if this is not a love situation for you, then this is about a job. And you've been wanting this job, and you've been really wanting to have an opportunity to do something that you truly believe in, that you love to do. And then here comes this job. And it's like, huh? You want this? You want this? And there's a solid offer and you just have to take it. And you're delaying and you're like, well, I don't know. There's still like other things that I didn't mention that I'm interested in and it's like you're just delaying. The offer is there. The offer stands. friend, I'm only speaking in frustration and shaking my head because I understand. I understand. I think there is more to this offer than you are aware of. And you know what? I was looking at this seashell earlier, and I was looking at the fact that, I hope it can focus, that it has like some scuff marks right there. And I don't know what those are. They don't come off. There's like some black streaks. And I don't think it's part of the seashell itself. And I was looking at that and I was thinking about how it's like just a little imperfection. But the fact that this little rock just fit in there so perfectly it won't come out. So much so that it kind of, sorry, it's not in focus. So much so that it looks like it almost has, like, you know, like it's been in there for a while, so it kind of like, I don't know if the seashell grew around it, but there's like this little indent here. And I'm focusing on that for a reason, because it feels significant. Because it feels like there's something that you are looking at with a lot of scrutiny. And it can, whatever you're looking at, is withstanding your scrutiny. And you're still hesitant. We have the Emperor. That is a very mature energy. That is very willing to rule, very willing to show up. And there's something here that is still causing you to be like, well, I don't know. But interesting how we go from the Two of Wands to the Ace of Wands after this Four of Wands. Like, I think there might be kind of like a test run or something. There might be something where you kind of try things out and then there might be like a test run and then like a little bit of a pause. But again, it's just delaying. It's really just delaying the inevitable, which is, look at in this Sun card in this deck, it is no coincidence that it's two people versus other Sun cards are usually like a little child on a horse. And the sunflowers, like, come on. Okay, let's get some Astro Dice. I hope I'm explaining this adequately, because I do feel it's a very straightforward message. This is very much you receiving an offer, and I don't know if you're just not fully aware of it. I don't know if you're just being too critical of it, but there's something that's really just being delayed. And that's okay. Take your time. It's not going anywhere. Lovely. Oh my goodness, I love the Astro Dice. We have the 11th house. The 11th house is the house of friendship and community, but also hopes and dreams. This is literally like your fantasies. And so then we have Venus, which is your love fantasies, and then we have Leo, Sun, right? Leo, which is all about like just this, I mean, we have the Emperor and the Sun and the Lovers here. It's very much, Leo is this vibe of showing up and being impressive, but you're not impressed. That's the issue here. There's something that's showing up straight out of your fantasies and you're not impressed. When you're the one who dreamt it up, you're the one who designed this, and you're not impressed. What's the issue here? You know what? Let me see. I'm pulling some extra cards because we need to get to the bottom of this. What's the issue here? Why is there a hold up? Why are you not impressed? What's the holdup here? You feel like you need more information. You're overthinking it. And Three of Cups. We have the Magician at the bottom of the deck. You called this in, you designed this, absolutely. And I think you might be distracted by other options. There might be some kind of distraction of like, but there's more, but there's other, but you want more information. You're definitely overthinking it. Let me get one more for that Three of Cups. I want to make sure I'm getting that right. Love the Hierophant. It's, and the Seven of Swords at the bottom of the deck. It's an unwillingness to commit. Haha. Friend. There's an unwillingness to commit, which is why we have the Two of Wands, which is also why we have the Lovers, because the Lovers ultimately comes down to having to make a choice. And I think when you are met with the Emperor, which is a very solid energy, the Emperor is not Two of Wands, the Emperor is not like wishy-washy. When you are met with a very solid energy, it shows you how unstable your energy is, because then you realize when you meet another unstable energy, you're both kind of like this, and it's like, oh yeah, it's just, you know, that's just how the waves are rolling right now. But if you're met with this, you realize like how unstable your energy is, and you're like, oh damn. And so this is this Three of Cups with the Hierophant as a response to me asking what is the holdup here. That is an unwillingness to commit to this Four of Wands. Because this is like, I'd rather explore other options and go out and party instead of showing up to Sunday school. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting here. But again, that's very likely just coming from fear and overthinking. Fear of losing control and agency. Okay, let's get into some oracle cards. But there's definitely like some kind of offer that stands for you. What you do with that is your choice. This card wants out. We have a release. Release your fears, release your doubts, your expectations. And also like just kind of like release yourself. Like let go a little bit. And then we have ritual, which ritual to me always speaks about kind of finding ways to create routine so that you recognize when you are out of balance. So again, that energy, right? Ritual and creating a routine can help you navigate those waters and kind of make it less crazy, because it forces you in a way, creating rituals forces you in a way to check in with yourself regularly and really explore, why am I afraid right now? Why am I reacting this way? Why is this my response? Why am I hesitating? Why am I overthinking? Really kind of checking in with yourself a lot so that you take control over that. And rituals will help you. So ritual can mean a lot of different things for a lot of people, but in this sense I feel strongly is like this, you know, like creating journal entries can be a ritual, doing breath work can be a ritual, doing some form of meditation, even just like doing the dishes can be a ritual. And it can be a moment for you to check in with yourself on a regular basis. Let's get some of these. This is some advice from spirits on how to proceed. Ooh, listen to opposing opinions. This is very much telling me that and look at the hands holding these flowers and look at these. This is very much telling me not so much opposing opinions, but pay attention to the offer at hand. And there's hands here as well. Pay attention. Wow. The hands now just like called my eye to her hands holding on. Pay attention to the offers that are in front of you. Listen to what is being offered. Listen to what is being said. And then really check in with yourself and your expectations. Let's get some cards for how to get more in touch with spirit. Avenues that you can take to be in communication with your higher self. We have fear and we have crystals. So you might want to, especially with the rituals card, you might want to do some crystal shopping, some light crystal shopping. You might want to help something. Find a crystal that is calling to you. Go to a little shop where you can find crystals, and don't do too much research beforehand, but just find something that instinctively, intuitively is calling to you. Get yourself a crystal and then look up afterwards what it does, what it means, and what properties it holds. Because this is a way to intuitively kind of address certain aspects that you're facing, okay? But I think the reason that crystals came out with fear is that, and the rituals, is that it might be a way for you to combat the internal noise that is delaying whatever kind of union this is, whether this is a romantic union or a union between you and an employer, and you and your career, you and your wish, you, whatever it is. There's some kind of union that is being delayed because of fear and because of hesitation. And it's really about creating a more positive mindset. And a crystal isn't going to fix everything in your life, right? But having something tangible that you can focus your energy on and that you can hold on to, and that you can kind of, it just gives you more to focus on, because sometimes just sitting down and meditating and trying to change your perspective, it just is a little bit vague at times. So having something that is tangible that you can really focus your energy on, that you can use as a focal point to draw energy from, I think is very helpful, and it would be very beneficial in your situation, because it seems like there's a lot of internal blockages that you are comfortable with. I think you're comfortable with them, and that's what's kind of holding you back. Okay, I'm going to pick one more oracle card. Okay, I might have lied, because I'm seeing 2 cards that want to come out, and I think it's actually 3. Yeah. Okay, don't tell anyone. We have dream state versus reality. You created something in your, you envisioned something, and okay. Let's see what it says. The moon dolphin gracefully navigates in 2 worlds of both air and water. This is like trying to, 2 of Wands, trying to align your expectations and your reality. You set expectations. I'm telling you, you ordered that sandwich. You set expectations. And then it arrived, and it might not. You know when you go to McDonald's and the images of the burgers, it always looks amazing, and then you get the burger and you're like, this is not what the picture looks like. It still tastes good though, right? But you are like, this is not what I ordered. This is not what it looks like. It still tastes good though. So you're in a state of trying to align expectations and reality. Dream state versus reality. The moon dolphin gracefully navigates into worlds of both air and water. Perspective. Look at that sun. Perspective. Across the sea of space, the stars are other suns. Across the sea of space, the stars are other suns. Perspective is going to help you. There's a perspective shift that is necessary here for sure. And in Pioneer, ride the energy of your own unique spirit. I love this because it's kind of like a lot of the reading was like, what are you doing? And I'm not trying to bash you. So this is very much like, you're doing it on your own time. It's fine. Everything's going to play out the way it's supposed to play out, okay? But also, I'm getting a message here, and it's not going to be for everyone. You will know if it's for you. But the fact that she is covered in rainbow glitter, what you ordered, again, might not come in the packaging that you expected. If you ordered that sandwich and you wanted it to have this, and you wanted it to have that, and you wanted it to have this, and it comes in different packaging, the sandwich on the inside is still the same, okay? This is a very roundabout way of saying you might find yourself attracted to someone who is typically not the gender that you are typically attracted to. But when it comes down to it, they have a lot of very attractive energy, and they have everything that you are looking for. And so the hesitation might come from you trying to align the fact that you are drawn to something that's very different from what you're used to. And in that case, I totally understand, I totally get it. Again, do things on your own time. Whatever is meant for you, you're not going to lose out, you're not going to miss out on anything here. There is simply like a hesitation and a delay that is linked to some kind of internal rearranging and internal fear. But I do think that this is eventually going to come together quite nicely. Okay? So I'm going to leave it there. You have to know what of that resonates, apply as it fits, and let me know in the comments what you think. Thanks for spending some time with me, and I hope I get to read for you again sometime. Take care.